Take a second and imagine being arrested for loving somebody, for it to be a literal crime for you to love somebody consensually, because it's not the way that people think that you should love or the people that you should love. Can serious change be enacted without violence? When do the people decide that enough is enough? I'm going to be talking about the Stonewall riots. They happened in 1969 in response to a police raid at the Stonewall Inn, which is a gay bar in New York City. The riots are widely considered to constitute one of the most important events leading to the gay liberation movement. Gay Americans in the 1950s and 60s faced an anti-gay legal system. They were arrested for dressing as opposite genders. They were arrested for kissing someone of the same gender. It was unjust and unfair, to put it plainly. Due to the highly illegal nature of gay bars in the 1950s and 60s, most of the bars were run by organized crimes, and the mafia owned the Stonewall Inn at that time. In New York City, masquerading as the opposite gender was highly illegal. The police raided the bar the previous night, and they had planned to return the following Friday that year in 1969. The Stonewall was packed that night, and 8 plainly clothed police officers came into Stonewall Inn. Backup arrived, and the bar patrons that were released joined the onlookers outside, and they were just loading people into the vans. Accounts vary over what exactly was the kickoff moment, but according to witness reports, police roughed up a woman that was dressed masculine, and she had told the police officers that the handcuffs were too tight and that they were hurting her. And so the Stonewall patrons started taunting the police officers, yelling obscenities, which escalated into pennies and bottles being thrown, and the cars were actually, the tires were slashed that night. According to David Carter, a historian and author, the hierarchy of resistance began with the street kids, with nowhere else to go. The Stonewall was their home. It was the only place that they felt completely safe to be themselves, and the police officers were trying to take that away. 2 transgender women of color, Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, were said to resisted arrest and thrown the first bottle or brick or stone. No one's 100% sure. There wasn't iPhones back then, so the night was minimally documented besides witness accounts and firsthand accounts. Around 4 a.m. the following morning, police retreated and barricaded themselves inside of the Stonewall. The Stonewall patrons, they made battering rams, makeshift fire bombs out of matches and lighter fluid. They fought back and hard. They were tired of being pushed around. More officers arrived, as well as the Tactical Police Force, which is the city's riot police. They marched formation down Christopher Street. The protesters actually outsmarted them, and they were circling short blocks around the village and actually ended up behind the police officers. Amazingly, that first night, nobody got hurt. Nobody was seriously injured. They opened up the Stonewall Inn the next night. Of course, the violence progressed, though, and the protesters were gassed and beaten. The Stonewall made LGBT people feel a part of a community for the first time ever. They weren't ashamed to be gay. They felt proud, and they felt that camaraderie. The Stonewall gave way to more radical gay liberation groups, and the first anniversary of the riots, gay activists began the first gay pride week with thousands of people in attendance, and the effect ricocheted, and people from all over the world, San Francisco, Canada, Australia, started having gay pride week that same week. And that is why we celebrate gay pride week. It's amazing, and unfortunately it happened through violence.